I want you guys to not consume pornography.
I'd be watching porn if I wasn't running, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's somewhat of a distraction, but it helps me realize that I have a purpose. When people see me doing this and they hear why I'm doing all this running, it really helps them think about their life and devices that they face on an everyday basis. And it helps them make a change in their life, a small change simply by getting active more. So that's why I do this. That's why I continue to do this, to just help other people is the whole goal.
3, 2, 1. Back to the bone. Here we go. The cow will do. All right, here we go. We are so proud and so happy to have each and every one of you here today. We're taking the time.
My introduction to porn was very young. I was like 8, 9 years old. First time I ever saw pornography, I was at a friend's house. He wanted to be funny and pulled it up on his television screen, and I remember being scared. Like, I was totally frightened, never seen this stuff before. And I was more so scared that his parents were gonna come down and catch us in the act. So quickly told him to turn it off and, let's stop. But I never forgot that moment. First time I masturbated, I actually cried. It was the feeling of an orgasm was so overwhelming. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, again, 9, 10, between the ages of 8 and 10. And it was so new to me. Yeah, I cried. It was like the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning. I was just like, what have I just done? But I quickly was, my young brain just wanted to know more about it. So eventually I did it again. And eventually I used porn to get that feeling. Yeah, that was, I guess, the birth of a world that I would be dealing with for the rest of my life, I guess. Porn can definitely blind you to certain things about sex, the purpose of sex, the effect of sex, how to do it, when it's appropriate, all those things. It never really, I thought they were two completely different worlds, separate from each other. I didn't think that my porn intake was gonna have any effect on my romantic relationships in real life. Porn has consumed an entire portion of my life that I wasn't aware of yet. Waiting to the point where I can get to a computer or my phone or something and release myself. It felt like an escape from everything I was dealing with at the time, but it was really just a dark cloud that I was expanding. I thought I was consuming porn, but in hindsight, it was really consuming me, and I wasn't aware of it, not yet, at least. before I made staff, I got in trouble again for having a relationship with a married woman, a sexual relationship. I knew I shouldn't have been sexually involved with her at the time. I didn't really care. I knew I had to be careful. My relationship with porn had my mind in a place where it was quick to sexualize something, and this girl was absolutely gorgeous. My mind was infested with sexualizing women, so the quicker I can get her out of her pants, is the better in my mind. My messed up relationship with sex due to my relationship with porn was influencing me to put myself in a position where I shouldn't have put myself. We became close. Our romance grew. I even took her to meet my parents and everything. We definitely had a real relationship. However, this relationship was when I started to notice the effect porn was having on me. There were times where I was catching myself not in the mood, or not having as much energy, or just simply not wanting to have sex. And I wasn't giving her enough attention, talking to her enough, just expressing my love for her enough. And it was resulting in us arguing pretty much every day, every other day. And I couldn't take it anymore. So I didn't want to talk. I quickly became avoidant. So we went about 3 or 4 days without talking to each other, and I had been drinking a lot at this point due to the arguing from the relationship and just being in the military deployed. It's just, you drink. That's what it is. Alcohol, alcohol, alcohol. Let's have a good time. And I went to a club. At some point when I was at this club drunk, one of the girls noticed me, and she came up to me and pulls me in for a kiss, and we start making out. And I instantly felt guilty, shameful. I was torn because I knew I was gonna have to tell my girlfriend about this. A day goes by, a day or two, and I finally tell her, and it crushes her. Absolutely crushes her. She went on a few days later to actually cheat on me back. She took it to another level, and that crushed me. And my porn use resulted in us eventually ruining this relationship. Just like a cycle, up and down. I went from not caring to being on a high of graduating BMT to slowly descending again into this carelessness. I was in such a dark place. I had lost who I considered was the love of my life, totaled my car. I had lost 2 ranks in the military. I didn't care about anything. That was part of the spark of what caused me to say, hey, this porn thing, it's gotta die. It's gotta be done. I have to be done with it. And I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
What running has done for me and my relationship with porn and sex is helped me find discipline, and helped me realize that the world is bigger than just naked people and orgasm. You should find something that you truly enjoy, that other people can smile at, enjoy as well, but to not feel guilt around it or feel like they have to go behind closed doors or hide it from the people that they love. Running just helps me help other people. As simple as that. It gives me purpose.
some information, and it's out there that 90 days is like the magical amount of time to really turn an addiction around. So I decided to go 90 days without having an orgasm. I like to call it a no nut 90. So I said, you know what? Why not? I have nothing to lose. Let me do this. The first 30 days was pretty easy. Around day 45 through 60, that's when it started getting intense. The withdrawal of not having an orgasmic feeling, getting myself riled up through watching porn or thinking about women started to become intense, specifically during the evening at nighttime when I'm all alone, just showered, I'm in bed. At this time, I'm thinking my body is used to pretty much being sexually aroused at this time, but I refrained from ejaculating, having an orgasm. I refrained from it all. I started feeling the benefits of this abstinence during the day around this 45 to 60 day mark. I wasn't sexualizing women as much. I wasn't even thinking about women as much. I was able to focus on my work, focus on my school work at the time. I just had a lot more energy, concentration, willpower. It was magical. It was magical. And I was only about halfway through. And then every night I would really suffer. That's when I felt the withdrawals. That's when it got intense. So much so that I was waking up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, just erect, fully erect. Oh, I was the horniest man in America at this point in my life, hands down. Around day 65, 70, I start waking up in the morning and telling myself, hey, instead of just suffering, laying here in the bed, not being able to sleep, I'm gonna get up and go to the gym. By the time I got to day 90, I had made this a regular thing. This was a part of my routine. I was officially a morning person. I had never been a morning person in my life. I hated the mornings. When I was in the military, I wanted to work swing shift, 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., so I could have my mornings to just sleep in. But now I was waking up 4:30 in the morning like it's nothing, excited for the day because I knew I had just gone 90 days without having an orgasm. I was super proud of myself, and I wanted this feeling to continue. So when I reached day 91, I did not masturbate. I did not have an orgasm. I didn't feel the urge to yet. I told myself, I'm gonna reward myself by giving myself an orgasm eventually, but for some reason, just the day after didn't feel right. So I waited to the next day, and that's exactly what I did. I didn't watch porn. I just masturbated to my imagination. I mean, it was not difficult. I was already super horny. All I needed was one thought, and immediately I just felt shame. Not as much shame as before because I was still proud of myself, but it definitely felt like I did not need to do this to myself. And again, the same thing happened with watching porn. Once I felt that feeling, I said, I don't even need to watch this stuff. I kind of like conserving all that energy and putting it in other places. So with those things on my mind, I told myself, I can't do this anymore. I can't watch these things anymore. I can't watch these women. Unsubscribe from all my OnlyFans accounts, all those streaming accounts. I put it away and I focused on work, school, my finances, and my physical fitness. During this time, I was really paying attention to the Bible and the things that were being said in the Bible, specifically what Jesus was saying in the Gospels. And that's what I had been doing during this No Nut 90 period. I got back on my routine of reading the Bible every morning. And the Gospels just touched me in a different way during this time because I was fighting this fight The things Jesus was saying, I could relate to them a whole lot. They really hit me at my core because I knew I was suffering and I was doing something about the suffering. I started doing cardio every week on Thursdays. I made Thursdays my cardio days, and I was on the bike at first when I first started going to the gym during this time with this routine of reading the Bible, this routine of physical fitness. Pretty much changed my life at this point, but there was still something missing. So one day, a Thursday, my cardio day, I was on the bike and I just said, you know what? I'm gonna go on Instagram and I'm gonna tell the people no porn. No porn. That's exactly what I did. I was all sweaty on the bike and breathing hard. I was like, ah.
No porn, ladies and gentlemen. No porn.
At first, some of my friends laughed. Some people agreed. They were like, hey, yeah, that stuff is dangerous. It gave me a very liberating feeling. And now I kind of put it out in the world. And then the next week, I said, I'm going to do the same thing. And that week I said, I'm going to do this every week. From here on out, I don't care what anybody says. I decided to uptick my running. I had that urge to just run more and take care of my body and push myself to running almost 40 miles a week and still telling them my message of no porn every single Thursday.
Good morning. No porn, baby. No porn. Hey, remember, you're gonna die sooner than you think. So I suggest start living with life, fullness of life, and love, not drowning in sorrow and addiction. No porn. Good morning.
Good morning.
Of course. Good morning,
no
baby.
porn.
Good
Let's go.
morning.
Good morning.
I don't
No
mind
porn.
being
I gotta
worried
let
for
you know.
the day.
No porn.
baby.
No
No
porn.
porn.
No
You
porn.
think
No
about
porn.
your
No
porn,
porn.
baby.
No
No
porn.
porn.
Porn and running have an effect on me. I feel like whatever I put my mind to, I'm going to accomplish it. And I'm going to do it exceptionally. When I'm running, I feel physically healthier, without a doubt. On the flip side, when I am not consuming porn, I feel healthier spiritually. As the journey continues, the light gets brighter and brighter. I'm very thankful for that because it was a very dark place at one point.
Just got done with the half marathon. Very grateful for this. It's a blessing to be able to have this physical ability. So you gotta make it count, guys. I'm hurting though. I'm hurting. It's all for the cause too. No pornography. All for the cause. Make sure you practice gratitude. Get up, get out, get active. Use whatever energy that you have to better yourself. Woo.
shirt again.
Yeah.
Coming soon. Coming soon.
Damn. I don't know if that came out the way you thought.
I'll put it over here. Oh yeah, coming soon. That's a good one. No pun intended.